Tuesday night at Gainbridge Fieldhouse, the entire arena watched a moment that instantly sent shockwaves across the basketball world. Caitlin Clark was walking toward the free throw line during a nationally televised game when Indiana Fever head coach Stephanie White suddenly reached out and grabbed her by the arm. Without hesitation, Caitlin Clark ripped her arm away in full view of the cameras. But the real weight of that moment becomes even more explosive when you realize what happened earlier that exact same day. Just hours before tip-off, the Indianapolis Motor Speedway officially named Caitlin Clark the Grand Marshal of the 110th Indianapolis 500, one of the highest honors the city has ever given an athlete. The same microphone once handed to legends like Tamika Catchings, Larry Bird, Reggie Miller, Peyton Manning, Derek Jeter, and Alex Rodriguez was now being handed to a 23-year-old superstar in only her second professional season. Indianapolis publicly crowned Caitlin Clark as the face of the city that morning. Then, that same night, her own coach put hands on her during a game on national television. And sitting only 2 rows behind the Fever bench watching everything unfold were team president Kelly Krauskopf and general manager Amber Cox, the 2 people responsible for building this entire organization. The cameras caught the moment. The fans saw it. And now the entire league is talking about it. What made the moment even more uncomfortable was the reaction itself. This wasn't a casual touch or an emotional sideline exchange between coach and player. Caitlin Clark visibly pulled her arm away the instant Stephanie White grabbed her. And when you freeze the footage frame by frame, Stephanie White's expression changes immediately afterward. Fans online instantly began asking the same question. Why would a head coach physically grab her star player like that during a nationally televised game? In today's basketball world, moments like this are almost unheard of, especially involving the biggest young star in the sport. Indiana basketball history also gives the moment extra weight because the state has long memories when it comes to coaches crossing lines with players. But according to many fans, the story goes far beyond Stephanie White herself. 2 rows behind the bench sat Kelly Krauskopf, the architect of the Indiana Fever organization. She hired Stephanie White. She approved the offensive system. She built the coaching staff. And as the cameras showed Clark ripping her arm away, Krauskopf remained seated, watching the entire thing unfold without reacting. For many fans, it became symbolic of something much bigger than a single sideline moment. It looked like an organization completely failing to understand how to handle the most marketable player women's basketball has ever seen. The deeper history behind all of this makes the situation even more dramatic. Longtime Fever fans remember that Kelly Krauskopf made one franchise-defining decision back in 1999 before the Indiana Fever had even played a regular season game. In the expansion draft, Indiana traded Sandy Brondello away in exchange for Stephanie White. That single move ended up shaping 2 completely different basketball futures. 26 years later, Stephanie White is now the coach grabbing Caitlin Clark's arm on national television, while Sandy Brondello has become one of the most respected coaches in basketball and is now helping build the Toronto Tempo expansion franchise from the ground up. Fans online immediately connected the dots. Comment sections exploded with speculation, not about whether Caitlin Clark should leave Indiana, but where she should go if the relationship with the Fever ever completely breaks down. One destination kept appearing over and over again: Toronto. To many fans, the symbolism was impossible to ignore. One organization appears trapped in outdated control and tension, while another is being built around modern star empowerment and player-focused basketball. Suddenly, a simple sideline moment transformed into a massive conversation about the future of Caitlin Clark's career and whether Indiana truly understands the superstar they have in front of them. The controversy became even more emotional once fans remembered Caitlin Clark is already dealing with a documented back injury. The Fever organization knows it. The coaching staff knows it. Stephanie White herself knows it. That's why so many fans reacted strongly to the arm grab, because grabbing a player dealing with back issues instantly crossed a line in the minds of many viewers. What made the criticism even harsher was the fact that this same organization once handled another superstar's back injury completely differently. In 2015, Tamika Catchings played her final season with chronic back problems, and the Fever carefully created strict minutes restrictions and protection protocols designed specifically to protect her health. They reduced her workload, managed her physical strain, and publicly emphasized how important it was to protect their franchise legend. Stephanie White was actually the head coach who implemented that system herself. She already knew exactly how to handle a superstar battling physical limitations. That reality made the contrast impossible for fans to ignore. Many began asking why the same level of care, patience, and protection doesn't appear to exist for Caitlin Clark despite her being the most valuable player the franchise has ever had from a business and marketing standpoint. The frustration surrounding the situation quickly grew from basketball criticism into something much deeper about trust, leadership, and whether the organization truly understands the pressure Clark is carrying. Now the pressure surrounding the Indiana Fever has reached a level unlike anything the franchise has ever experienced. Last year, the team proudly broke ground on a massive $78 million performance center designed to become the most advanced facility in WNBA history. Team executives publicly described it as a new era for women's basketball and proof that Indiana intended to lead the future of the league. But critics now argue that no amount of money spent on buildings matters if the organization cannot properly protect and support the biggest athlete in women's sports. And hanging over everything is what happens next. On Sunday, May 24th, Caitlin Clark will stand in front of more than 350,000 people at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway and deliver the iconic command, "Drivers, start your engines." Millions more will watch worldwide as Indianapolis officially presents her as one of the faces of the city alongside sports legends who came before her. The city itself has already decided what Caitlin Clark means to Indiana. The question now is whether the Fever organization truly understands it too. Because fans are beginning to realize something powerful, the city of Indianapolis appears to value Caitlin Clark more than the franchise responsible for coaching her. And if that feeling continues growing, the Indiana Fever may soon face the most important decision in franchise history, whether they are willing to change everything to keep their superstar happy or risk becoming the organization that let the biggest player in women's basketball walk away.